Covered it in an earlier report, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Elijah.
I just needed some clarification after having listened to Honorable Musa Sisi and Honorable Speaker, after listening from Honorable Musa Sisi and Honorable Nathan about the infrastructure levy, that the government or the Minister of Finance has been using legal notice. But now we want to put it formally to law. Hasn't that been illegal? Because it's only Parliament that imposes a tax. Because if it was illegal, then there was no need to bring now.
It was not illegal.
In this amendment.
It was not illegal. They were.
Yeah. But I'm asking for clarification. I'm just asking for clarification.
Okay.
Because if it was genuine, then there was no need to bring it here. Because if they have been doing it, why bring it now? So I need that clarification from Honorable Nandala.
Chair is clarifying.
Before the Chair, Madam Speaker, I think we need to read these proposals together with the certificate of financial implication. The Minister says he wants to raise 79 billion from this proposal of the infrastructure to fund the standard gauge railway. That means he has not been correcting. Because if he was correcting, then the certificate of financial implication is a lie.
He has been collecting. You cannot get a figure before you know what you have been correcting.
Then you cannot say you're going to raise the money to fund the standard gauge railway, which money you have been raising already.
Maybe you're improving.
Right Honourable Speaker, I just want to clarify that the mention of the standard gauge railway could have come, but this money is not meant for the standard gauge railway.
Specific.
It is just infrastructure. Not in a discussion. It was. It is not written in the bill.
Honorable Sam, would you have respect for your colleagues?
Right Honourable Speaker.
Why are you standing when
Right
somebody is speaking?
Speaker, the raising of the revenue as a result of the bill does not only refer to the infrastructure levy. There is also the import declaration fees. We also see a fee put after the ban on the imposing an export levy on wheat bran, cotton cake, so it is not necessarily out of the infrastructure levy, but rather on the other items that are the object of the bill. So I needed to clarify that.
Katesh.
Madam Speaker and colleagues, I just want to give information. Number one, the infrastructure levy, development levy, was introduced some time back, 2014, and it has roots in the East African Community Customs Management Act. What government is doing is to formally domesticate it here, which should be done with other amendments that take place during pre-budget in Arusha. I think we should task the minister to always do that. Number two, the fear about the increasing cost. The amendments, as have been presented, have carefully taken care of the exclusions under the exemption schedule in the East African Community Customs Management Act. So what we should be demanding government, if we are saying the 1.5 is for supporting the infrastructure development, then the question should be, what are the projects underway? Because we need the railway. Someone talks about the standard gauge railway. We needed it yesterday. So if the ministry has identified this as a resource towards that, I think we should be able to support the government to be able to achieve that purpose, because the infrastructure is assisting all the imports that that come through in this country and exports. But in terms of the taking care that it does not increase the cost of production, the manufacturing, all those exclusions have been provided because it has cross reference to schedule under the act that provides for those exclusions. The fifth schedule.
Madam Chair, I want to answer Honorable Elijah. Well, I have also been paying, when you import, I've been paying infrastructure levy. I wasn't understanding. I tried to look around. It's only today when I saw a notice. And I think, of course, why they are coming to domesticate it is I think they discovered that if somebody went ahead, they could really, Honorable Elijah has a point. And the Attorney General, you have to be careful. Why wasn't it already originally in our laws, given the fact that it is in this African Custom Management Act? That's number one. Number two, I think the other question, which is very important for us, we have been collecting it for a long time. Which account has it been going? Where is it? Because it is purposely for infrastructure. So because you must show us also, I think that is now my younger brother Musasi, the Minister of Finance. You must show us where has the other illegally collected infrastructure levy.
Illegally.
Okay, because it's not domesticated. No, Elijah has raised a very good point because Elijah knows where has it been deposited. Well, have you made a mistake already or what? And I think for me, the way I'm seeing they're making it come as a law now, I think they want to make it now look as part and parcel of the entire budget.
Domesticate.
Not,
Nanda, it goes in the consolidated
that's what
fund.
I'm saying. It's not going to
Yes.
consolidated fund. Otherwise, when it is infrastructure under normal circumstances, if you put it purposely for infrastructure, there would be a special other consolidated account called infrastructure where all collection would go there, like the road fund, like the petroleum fund. That's how it should have been. So I think now the Attorney General and the Minister should tell us what plan they have to know so that you separate it. So that well, I would agree if you're saying a standard rail gig. Have you created an account specifically for infrastructure levy?
Honourable members, I put a question that the External Trade Amendment Bill 2025 be read the second time. Those in favour say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
The External Trade Amendment Bill 2025, Bills Committee stage. Clause 1.
I put a question that clause 1 stands part of the bill. Those in favour say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
New clause.
New clause.
Right Honourable Speaker, Right Honourable Chair, the new clause we are proposing to insert is for clarity. The bill is amended by inserting immediately after clause 1 the following. Amendment of External Trade Act. The External Trade Act, in this act referred to as the Principal Act, is amended in section 1 by inserting the definition of the word home use. Immediately after the definition of the word goods as follows. Home use means goods imported into a customs territory for free circulation and do not include goods for re-export and goods in transit. Justification to provide a definition for the word home use, which is used in the proposed section 3A and 3B in the bill. I beg to submit.
Nathan? Hey, you harmonized. I
think the home use we have to be careful. There is home use in the market for trading. Is it universal? What about personal?
I put a question that the proposed new clause stands part of the bill. Those in favour say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I put a question that clause 2 stands part of the bill. Those in favour say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 3.
I put a question that clause 3 stands part of the bill. Those in favour say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Title.
I put a question that the title stands part of the bill. Those in favour say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Motion for resumption of the House.
The people of Kira are watching.
Madam Chair, I move a motion that the House resumes and the Committee of the Whole House reports thereto.
I put a question that the House resumes and the Committee of the Whole House reports thereto. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. No. The ayes have it.
Report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the bill entitled the External Trade Amendment Bill 2025 and passed it with amendments.
Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
I put a question that the report of the committee. A motion? Okay.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move a motion that the report from the Committee of the Whole House be adopted.
Thank you. I put a question that the report of the Committee of the Whole House be adopted by this House. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Bill's third reading, the External Trade Amendment Bill 2025.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the External Trade Amendment Bill 2025 be read for the third time and do pass.
I put a question that the External Trade Amendment Bill 2025 be read the third time and do pass. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act titled the External Trade Amendment Act 2025.
Title settled and the bill passed.
Item 5.4, Bill second reading, the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025 be read for the second time.
Seconded. Melissa, Jennifer, Eseno, Margaret, Karim, Silas, Nevanda, Chut, Santa, by the whole side. Speak to your motion.
Madam Speaker, the bill is seeking to amend Schedule 2 of the Stamp Duty Act to provide for nil duty for agreements or memorandum of an agreement and a mortgage deed.
Thank you, Chair. A brief one and we capture all your report.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I beg to lay the original report of the committee, and as said by the Honourable Minister, the object of the bill looks at two areas: the provision or provide for nil duty for agreements or memorandum of an agreement, and provide for nil duty for a mortgage deed or mortgage of a crop. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the committee on the matter of nil duty for agreement and memorandum of an agreement, the committee observed that the removal of the 15,000 stamp duty, 15,000 shillings stamp duty shall ease registration of agreements and memoranda. The committee recommends that the Uganda shillings 15,000 stamp duty on agreements or memoranda of agreement should attract nil duty as proposed by the bill. Object number 2, nil stamp duty for mortgage deeds and mortgage on crop. The committee observes that credit-related instruments attracting stamp duty, and this duty increases the cost of credit and reduces private sector borrowing, which is vital for economic growth. To address this, government proposes a nil duty on mortgage deeds and mortgage of a crop in order to support access to affordable credit and promote business growth. The committee recommends that the 0.5% stamp duty on mortgage deeds and the 15,000 Uganda shillings on mortgage of a crop should attract nil stamp duty as proposed in the bill. Conclude by saying that the committee recommends that the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025 be passed without amendments. I beg to submit.
Yeah, a motion.
Thank you, Right Honourable Chair. Right Honourable Chair, this is a Speaker. This is a very interesting bill, trying to reduce the burden on businesses. So I move that the question be put and we go to the committee stage. I beg to move.
Thank you. Seconded. Seconded by Silas, Melissa, David, Jennifer, Izama, Omara. The business person is Honorable Kotoko. Even Semuju and Doctor. I put a question that the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025 be read a second time. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
The Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025, Bills Committee stage. Clause 1.
I put a question that clause 1 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I put a question that clause 2.
I want to seek an advice from Attorney General and the Minister of Finance. The reason why this came was that if I gave an employee an appointment letter, I was to register it and pay stamp duty. Now, can you read this one, number A? Agreement or memorandum of an agreement. You are saying in here, is it also going to deal with appointment letters of staffs? Because the law, what you are saying, URA was taxing, saying if you give anybody an appointment letter, whether clean or what, you must pay stamp what? Does it address it? Confirm on this so that we...
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker, the issue was to remove the duty on any of those registrable memorandum. So if you have an agreement, you can keep it before you are required to pay duty on it. But now you can have your agreement without duty.
I put a question that clause 2 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Title.
I put a question that the title stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Motion for resumption of the House.
Honourable Minister.
Right Honourable Chair, I move a motion that the House, for resumption of the House, and the Committee of the whole House reports thereto.
I put a question that the House resumes and the Committee of the whole House reports thereto. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Report of the Committee of the whole House.
Honourable Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the whole House has considered the bill entitled the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025 and passed it without amendments.
Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee of the whole House.
Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I move a motion that the report from the Committee of the whole House be adopted.
I put a question that the report of the Committee of the whole House be adopted by this House. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Bill's third reading. The Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025.
Honourable Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025 be read for the third time and do pass.
I put a question that the Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2025 be read the third time and do pass. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act titled the Stamp Duty Amendment Act 2025.
Title settled and the bill passed.
Item 5.5, Bill second reading, the Hides and Skins Export Duty Amendment Bill 2025.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move a motion that the Hides and Skins Export Duty Amendment Bill 2025 be read for the second time.
Seconded by Pamela, Baka, Melissa, Betty, Izama, Samuel. UPDF, Nekesa, Lanyo, Saira, Santa, Sarah, Ivanda, Panado, Margaret, Chairperson, Alebtong, Goli, Aukot, Eseno, Musa, Jennifer, Bunyole is also here. Karamoja is also here. Yes. And Moses. Speak to it. Speak to the motion.
Right Honorable Speaker, this bill seeks to amend the Hides and Skins Export Duty Act, Cap 337, to repeal Schedule 2 of the Act and for other related matters, as simple as that.
Chair.
Madam Chair.
Chair is presenting the report. Silo.
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, this bill indeed was brought to the committee, and I hereby submit the original report and lay on table. Right Honorable Speaker, the object of the bill is to amend the Hides and Skins Export Duty Act, Cap 337, to repeal Section 2, Subsection 3, Section 4, Subsection 2, and Schedule 2 of the Act, thus removing all exemptions from the Hides and Skins Export Levy. Right Honorable Speaker, imposition of a levy on raw and semi-processed hides and skins. Clause 2 of the bill amends the Hides and Skins Export Duty Act, Cap 337, by repealing Section 2, Subsection 3, Section 4, for imposition of a levy on hides and skins, exported out of Uganda at a rate of 0.8 per kilogram. This includes raw hides and skins exported for processing. Clause 2.3, Subsection 3 of the Act provides that no levy shall be payable for any item in Schedule 2 to the Act, and Schedule 2 provides for exemptions from export duty. The committee was informed that the removal of these exemptions is driven by the following key policy recommendations. 1, a surge in glue stock exports, which was attributed to depletion of the raw material for the local industries. 2, a shortage of raw materials for ternary industries, undermining their productivity and growth. And 3, promotion of import substitution and export-oriented industrialization in line with government's policy of encouraging local revenue, local value addition, I beg your pardon, for food, for export, in brackets, PONMO. This value addition enterprise has benefited from the tax exemptions and promoted value addition in Uganda's local industry. The rejected hides and skins from tanneries are transformed into processed food, and URA has categorized Ponmo under glue stock and has not assigned it separate product category. Therefore, Right Honourable Speaker, the committee recommends 1. The proposed charge of $0.8 US, or rather 80 cents per kilogram, be charged on raw hides and skins exported out of the country, and we propose that that be adopted. 2. URA should exempt this category of Ponmo from export duty. Conclusion, the committee recommends that the Hides and Skins Export Levy Amendment Bill 2025 be passed subject to the proposed amendments. I beg to submit.
Madam Chair.
Honourable members, you've heard it is a direct law.
Madam Chair, I have something to make a comment on.
On which clause? On which clause?
Specifically.
How many clauses does the law have?
The one of 0.8 cents.
Okay. We will make amendment when we reach that clause. I put a question that the Hides and Skins Export Duty Amendment Bill 2025 be read a second time. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
The Hides and Skins Export Duty Amendment Bill 2025, Bills Committee stage. Clause 1.
I put a question that clause 1 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Amendment.
Madam Chair. That is
Which clause is that?
Clause 2. Madam Chair. I am very right. Madam Chair, I am concerned because, 1, some of the people who deal in hides and skins are in my constituency. And allowing this particular proposal to go through will affect their business. I'm one person that believes, or who believes, that people should be given an opportunity to trade freely. If someone is giving me better prices out of the country, why should I be kakundi within the borders of Uganda? Then I'm forced to look around for market, and anybody will give you very small money. My people should make money. If they are exporting to America and America is giving us better money, that should be the way. Therefore, my proposal is for deletion of this particular proposal, because it will affect my business persons who are helping my constituency to survive. Right Honourable Speaker.
I want to ask a clarification from my brother. Maybe the minister. Mr. Minister, if I took a cow from here to Rwanda, I'm going to sell it to cross the border, do you tax me? A cow, because I'm carrying my cow. You see, because agriculture.
There is no cow tax.
There's no cow tax.
No.
So, you see, Madam Speaker, why I'm raising this?
The product.
The product, like milk maybe. But now here, if we are not careful, people will carry our cows and go and slaughter them across the border. So you have to be very careful. Yeah, because if there is no tax on the carry, because the cow, the only milk it will carry on that day is for that day only. That's not a big issue. But if you take a cow that when it crosses as an agriculture and there's no tax, they will take cows across Kenya, Sudan, and whatever they will. So we better be careful. Yes.
The information is that example you have used does not apply.
But you know the taxation is on a value addition of a product.
It can't apply because you can't tax goods within the community. You don't do that. So the community is one. So if goods coming from Uganda if you're moving cows to things, they can't be taxed. So you would use an example if a person were moving a cow, say, to London. Yeah. If you want to dodge this tax, you have to put it on a plane and take it to London or something like that.
Yes, on Emirates.
Madam Speaker, I want to give I know the history of this tax to try and encourage value addition of processing of hides in Uganda for over the years. What we are attempting to do now, and why the committee did not agree with the government, is you are attempting to classify food as hides. The people who are processing these hides into foodstuffs, when they export, what they are requesting from government is an HS code, a nomenclature that applies to the product they are exporting. If someone has got offcuts of hides, cleaned them, cooked them, and packaged them for export to West Africa, you cannot say that he's exporting hides. So they need to have a proper nomenclature, code, applicable, and then we deal with the hides separately.
Nathan?
I suggest that these West African people have been carrying those hides and skins under that umbrella. It's good for them to pay a tax, and there should be no excuse at all, because our local industries here are missing out on the raw materials. These people have been doing it under that cover. So the moment we put a tax, it will be good for this country.
Thank you.
Because as members of parliament, we should not think of spending and we don't look for revenue.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. When you look at the information I'm trying to provide is when you look at the amendment that is proposed by the committee, it's actually in support of the government.
Actually, you know what? The committee has not yet moved an amendment.
Yes. So
can we first allow the committee to move the amendment, and then we look at it?
Thank you, Right Honorable. The committee recommends that we amend clause 2. Clause 2 is substituted for the following: that clause 2 is amendment of the Hides and Skins Export Duty Act. The Hides and Skins Export Duty Act is amended in Schedule 2 by deleting paragraphs 1, 2, 3B, 3C, and 4. Justification: to exempt glue stock from export levy in order to promote the innovation to process hides and skins as processed food for export, which is called PONMO. This value addition enterprise, categorized as glue stock, has benefited from the tax exemptions and promoted value addition in Uganda's local industry.
Madam Chair, there's a problem. Glue stock is, I think, cooking the hides and exporting them. Now we are saying we must promote value addition. So the moment we have value addition, then we should also tax value addition. And since you have brought it now, I'm now trying to agree with my friend Nathan, my elder brother Nathan. Because we have a ginger tanning industry.
Thank you.
Let us have a ginger tanning industry to take the hides to make shoes and whatever. In short of that, anything which is being used to be exported out should be liable to,
including the glue stock.
Even the glue stock. So I don't agree that glue stock should be exempted. Glue stock should also what? Be taxed.
Before the deputy chair comes in, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Chair, when you look at what the committee is proposing and what the bill is proposing, the bill was proposing that we remove this, all hides and skins, including glue stock, they should all be taxed. But in the wisdom of the committee, after interacting with the various stakeholders, we are in support of adding value in the country. So all hides and skins, we should be able to add value to them in the country. So we should tax whoever intends to export.
So why don't
But
we
the section-
maintain clause 2 as it is
But
in the law?
Yes, that is where I'm coming, right, Honorable. When you look at the 3A, the one that we are leaving in the exemption, is the team that is adding value to the glue stock. And glue stock is more of the offcuts because it's defined as those hides and skins that they cut into small pieces. So they are, right, Honorable, there are people who have set up factories in the country to process, to use these offcuts, because in their justification, they were always throwing away these waste, and they invented ways of how they can process it and export it as finished or ready to consume food, not hides and skins.
Moses?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, the clarification I want to make is this innovation in no way will undermine the tanning industry, because what is made as Ponmo is actually from rejected hides and skins from the tanning industry. So it won't undermine the tanning industry in any way. Thank you.
Let me tell you, even cow dung, if people will come for cow dung, and the cow dung is used for fertilizer, being manure. So even if with the hooves, those lower ones, I don't know, those who step, we can use them to.
Information. Can I provide additional information? You see, I think the fear of the industry, and I understand where my colleague Honorable Nanda is coming from, it is an issue of regulation. Because hides and skins export, according to our law, is a restricted export. That's why you need a license. So, rather than killing the industry, of reject the things which would actually be an environmental problem, which some of these young innovators have looked at and have seen the market and they are processing food. Rather than killing it because we are fearing that even the others are going, we can support them, and then we have a regulation. We have regulations to make sure we avoid anyone misusing this provision.
Honorable Katesh, I thought we are saying we are only taxing what is exported. What we use locally, we don't tax.
No, the issue, the amendment as they were proposing is even to look at the final product, which is, as far as nomenclature is concerned, if you have transformed offcuts into food, that Ponmo, and you're exporting it, the classification is food. You are not exporting hides. And this is where we need to draw the line. Yes, we are supporting value addition in Uganda, and we do not want us ourselves to lose raw materials for turning the hides into shoes, etc. But if someone has got offcuts, prepared them, and produced the product here, they have factories. The product will not be hides and skins, and they are adding value. So it is an issue of classification.
I think, Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, we need to be very careful. We are discussing a law on hides and skin export duty amendment bill. If the people you're talking about are exporting food, this law doesn't deal with them. No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't deal with them. If they're exporting food, no. If we are not, the issue with you is classification by URA.
I give information. When they appeared before us, they said, when they are trying to export, the Revenue Authority has not given them the applicable code, so they keep classifying them and hides.
That is not.
That's the problem.
Administrative.
Yes.
But then, Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, if they are classified as skins, hides and skins, they'll be got here. If you are saying it is food, then it is not here. So what we are saying is that we are proposing that government puts a levy on the people who are exporting hides and skins, not anything else.
Honourable members, I put a question that clause 2 stands part of the bill. Those in favour say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Title.
I put a question that the title stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Motion for resumption of the House.
Minister.
Right, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the House resumes and the Committee of the whole House reports thereto.
I put a question that the House resumes and the Committee of the whole House reports thereto. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Report of the Committee of the whole House.
Honorable Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the whole House has considered the bill entitled The Hides and Skins Export Duty Amendment Bill 2025 and passed it without amendments.
Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee of the whole House.
Honorable Minister.
I beg to move a motion that the report from the Committee of the whole House be adopted.
I put a question that the report of the Committee of the whole House be adopted by this House. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Bill's third reading, the Hides and Skins Export Duty Amendment Bill 2025.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move a motion that the Hides and Skins Export Amendment Bill 2025 be read for the third time and do pass.
I put a question that the Hides and Skin Export Amendment Bill 2025 be read the third time and do pass. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act titled the Hides and Skins Export Duty Amendment Act 2025.
Title settled and the bill passed. Thank you. Next item.
Motion seeking leave of the House to introduce a private member's bill titled the Political Parties and Organizations Amendment Bill.
Honorable Mpuga.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to move a motion seeking the leave of the House to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Political Parties and Organizations Amendment Bill. 2025, initially 2024. Honorable Speaker, moved under Rule 58, 127 and 128 of the new Rules of Parliament. Honorable Speaker, whereas Article 79 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda empowers Parliament to make laws on any matter for the peace, order, development, and good governance of Uganda, and whereas Article 94, Sub-Article 4B of the Constitution and the Rule 127 of the Rules of Procedure permit a Member of Parliament to introduce a private member's bill, aware that Article 29 1C of the Constitution guarantees a person's right to associate with others, including the right to form and join associations, trade unions, and political and other civic organizations, noting that Article 72 of the Constitution recognizes and guarantees the right of every person to form political parties and organizations, recognizing that the Political Parties and Organizations Act Cap 178 is the principal law that regulates the formulation, registration, membership, and organization of political parties and organizations. Concerned that Section 17 and 18 of the Political Parties and Organizations Act, providing for mergers and creation of coalitions by political parties and organizations, are limited in scope and restrictive, since they do not provide for the status of the coalition or a newly created party arising out of a merger of political parties and organizations, as well as the effect of a coalition and a merger on the persons occupying elective offices representing affected parties. Further concerned that the failure to prescribe detailed provisions to govern the formation of mergers and coalitions has affected the uptake in the formation of mergers and coalitions by political parties in Uganda, since the legal regime relating to the formation is unclear, restrictive, and limited in scope. Firmly convinced that unless the Political Parties and Organizations Act is amended to provide detailed provisions on formation and the creation of mergers and coalitions by political parties and organizations, political mergers and coalitions shall remain informal and unregulated, and political parties shall remain disunited. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Parliament grants me leave to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Political Parties and Organizations Amendment Bill 2025, a draft of which is attached here to Right Honourable Speaker, and do order the publication of the bill in preparation of its first reading. I beg to move.
Thank you. Seconded. Seconded by Silas. We are granting leave. Would you... yes, Nathan, Ayeko, Omara, Okot, Noah, Chut, Betty, Alebton. Thank you. Would you love to speak to it? He has already spoken. Okay. Honorable members, I put a question that the motion by Honorable Mpuga, that Honorable Mpuga be granted leave of the House to introduce a private member's bill, the Political Parties and Organization Amendment Bill 2025. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it. The clerk is instructed to support the member in ensuring that the bill. The clerk will write to the Minister of Finance. Yes, Dorcas.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, while I stood
to second the motion. I'm also concerned that just yesterday, the House also granted leave to Honorable Nakut over a similar, or I would say the same issue. And the clarification I'm seeking is that now, as it stands, we have 2 members granted leave. So how will it be harmonized? Will it be done at some stage, at committee stage? I'm seeking that clarification. Yeah, these are 2 laws with different objectives, and that issue was already settled. And that's why we allowed Honorable Mpuga to come with this law. Next item.
Parliamentary approval of a request for disposal of pieces of land by the Kampala Capital City Authority.
Honorable members, listen. Honorable members, Section 34(6) of the Public Finance Management Act 2015 requires the accounting officer not to pledge or otherwise encumber the land or any asset of a vote without permission from Parliament. To this end, we received letters from the Executive Director of Kampala City Authority dated 1st April, seeking parliamentary approval to lease, not dispose, lease the following pieces of land. Plot 2, Kenneth Close in Kamocha. Plot M731, Old Kira Road. Plot M880, Off Spring Road. Plot 406, Namirembe. Plot M69, M70, land at Lugogo. The justification for this disposal, why don't you listen? The justification for this disposal is for the development and revenue purpose. Revenue purposes in form of ground rent and property rents. They want to get rent from that property. Considering that this intended disposal has a bearing on the budget plans and priorities on the vote of the subsequent financial year, the House approval is required. As Parliament, yes.
Well, the reason why we're raising, we are aware Kampala City has a lot of land. I'll give an example. In Naguru, I'm one of those who has those land, the district land board of Kampala City list. It was some time back. And they did it because